Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to my Adobe After Effects tutorial. In this video, I'm going to discuss basics of animation inside After Effects. Now, friends, After Effects can be a very complex software, okay, but the animation process inside After Effects is very simple and very easy. Now, After Effects animation depends on something we call keyframing. Now, if you're familiar with Sony Vegas or any other Adobe software like Premiere, and you know what keyframing is, you will probably be comfortable using animation inside After Effects. But friends, if you don't, then it's fine. I'm going to explain to you in this video. Now, right now, as you can see, I've got two text layers, okay? And if I open them down by clicking on this triangle right now, you can see I get to different options inside my text layer. Now, depending on what kind of layer you have, like depending if you have a shape layer, you have a solid layer, maybe you have a video file, a JPEG, depending on different kind of files and different kind of layers, you may get different options over here. But this one option will be available in every case, and that's a transform option. And this is the basics of animation. If you open this down, you will be given these 5 different layer properties. Okay, now I'm going to be discussing these 5 in detail in my next tutorials. Okay, but basically these are the starting point of animation. So for example, right now you can say I want to create a very basic fade effect. So how do I do that? Well, I can change the parameters in the opacity layer property, and that will create the basic fade effect. Now, how do I start animation? If you want to start an animation, you just have to click on the stopwatch, okay, and as soon as you do, you can see that it adds a keyframe over here. Now I'm going to move ahead in time. I'm going to move 15 more frames, okay, just there, and I'm going to change the parameter over here. So right now you can see that I've started my animation, okay. At this point it was 100. I'm going to move ahead to 15 frames, and I'm going to change this down all the way to 0. So what's going to happen is at the start over here, when there are no keyframes, okay, it's going to stay at 100, but as it goes on, you can see that it gradually starts to fade out because the opacity is falling over here, and therefore it creates a fade effect. Now, the best way for creating animations is to combine all of these things together. So for example, I'm going to create a very basic flyby effect, okay. I'm going to take my scale option over here. I'm going to start my animation, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase this scale to a very high number, say around this is something that you may not know or may not understand. I'm just going to take my pan behind tool. I'm going to position my anchor point right in the center. I'm going to be talking about this in the next video, so don't worry if you don't understand. I'm going to take the scale to a very high number, just till it's around passes out the screen. This is good. I'm going to move ahead in time, friends, and I'm going to do a right click. Okay, I'm going to do a right click on the scale, and I'm going to do a reset. That changes it to 100%. We don't want 100%, we want 700. I'm going to type that in, and now what we have created is a very basic flyby effect like this. You can see very good, very simple to create, and it definitely helps you. Now friends, this is going a little bit out of context, but still I want to share with you something. There are basically 2 very important methods of animating inside After Effects, and the second one is really advanced, and it has something to do with JavaScript, okay, because it has all scripting and you have to type in codes. We call it expressions inside After Effects. So if you don't if you're not feeling comfortable with expressions, it's okay to animate with keyframing. But I just want to say that expression is a very advanced concept, okay, and if you don't understand that right now, it's okay. We're going to discuss that in our training course, but at a later point of time. So if you are going on YouTube and learning expressions, I would advise you all to right now just roll with the basics right now, okay, and not go into the advanced part of After Effects. Okay, now that being said, let's take a look at how can you select and deselect these keyframes. So now you know what keyframes are, okay. They are basically points as which data is stored, okay. So you can see right now I have 26,000, and it just gradually fades down to a 700. And friends, yeah, this is a quick tip for you all. If you are ever working on an animation in which you have a lot of keyframes, okay, and say you want to delete all of those, one quick way of deleting them is to simply click on this stopwatch icon. what that will do is it will straight out remove all the keyframes in one shot. So you don't have to select one of them, okay, and keep deleting. You can just do that and everything will just go away. Now I would like to share with you all a very nice project that I was working on. Okay, wait a sec. And in this project I have been a lot, I have applied a lot of keyframes. So what I want to show you all is, in a project you can have lots and lots of keyframes, okay? So for example, take a look at this phase 1. If I select this solid over here and if I hit the U key, you can see I have got different keyframes at different times, and I even got a few expressions, but this is a very basic one. So you can see that I've got different keyframes at different times. And basically what I'm trying to say is that in a project you can have multiple keyframes, okay? And these are not just your basic layer properties. You can see we can animate almost anything inside After Effects. Anything that has this stopwatch icon can be animated. So you can see I have animated an effect inside After Effects. I have animated a property inside that effect. I have animated a mask. Then over here you can see I have animated the text layer. I've changed the opacity, the basic effect that I showed you all. I've animated the tracking amount, meaning the difference between the text layers or the text alphabets. Then I've even animated the camera, the position. And basically you can have lots and lots of keyframes inside After Effects. Next, how can you select and deselect? Well, for selecting you can just simply click on the keyframe, okay? And friends, when this keyframe is showing yellow color, it means selected, okay? So if you want to change the property of this keyframe, if you want to delete this keyframe, you can simply just select it with the delete key and that will go away. If you want to change the timing of this keyframe, saying you want the animation to happen a little bit faster, you can just move your CTI ahead in time, okay? Select the keyframe and then just move it around. And if you want to add in the snapping option, you can just hold the shift key down and you can see that just snaps to your CTI. So that's an important tip to remember. So friends, in the end, the closer these two keyframes are, the faster the animation will happen. You can see this, and the more space these two keyframes have, the slower the animation takes place. So if I just move them around, you can see now there is a lot of space. If I play my animation, you can see it slowly comes in. And so like I said, more space between the animation or between the keyframes, slower the animation, less space between the keyframes, faster the animation, okay? So those are the basics of animation inside After Effects. If you want to start the animation, just click on the stopwatch. That's going to create a quick keyframe. You move ahead in time, change the parameter of this layer property, and that is going to create another keyframe in your timeline, and then you just have to position it properly according to the time in order to create good special effects, okay? So that's the basics. In the next video, I'm going to discuss anchor point, and then we're going to take a look at every one of these in particular in the later tutorials. So thank you for watching this video, friends. Hope you understood the animation inside After Effects and how it works. In the next video, like I said, anchor point will be discussed. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe and I will see you all next time. Take care, friends.